Inside a fire, you're absolutely blind.
Despite the dangers, many lives are saved by the courageous firefighters who have to enter burning, unstable buildings, crawling through the thick smoke to find children who have been trapped in the smoke and fire. It happens every day. In this house, the 3 children who lived here were very lucky. Most of their home was destroyed by a sudden fire. 2 of the children were found quickly and rushed to a hospital for treatment. The third, a little girl, was trapped. No one knew where she was. But a firefighter crawling through the black smoke saved her life.
As you're making your way towards the fire, it just gets hotter and hotter, and you can't see anything. There's thick black smoke. I knew I was going in the right direction because of the heat was intensifying, and that's when I come across this small girl, and it wasn't until I picked her up, actually looked at her, felt the weight of her, knew that I had the third child. It was nice to know that I actually helped somebody to live for another day, and they get to play and grow up and to become an adult and go on with their life.
When black smoke filled her room, 9-year-old Katie Kramer didn't panic. She knew what to do.
I was sound asleep in my bed, and suddenly I felt something hot on my feet, and I looked, and my bed was catching on fire. It was black, totally black, and you couldn't see a thing in the room. I crawled over here and out the hall and got my mother and sister and father.
And you closed the door behind you?
Yes, I did.
As I awakened and came around my bed, I saw about a foot of gray, heavy, acrid-smelling smoke coming under the sill, under the top part of our bedroom door. And I went out into the hall, and at the same time, Katie went in and woke her sister up.
My sister opened the door, and I could see a lot of smoke coming in, and that's how I knew that's how I was sure that there was a fire in Katie's room. And she grabbed my hand. She grabbed my hand, and I took a deep breath of what oxygen was left in my room, and I holded it until I could. I holded it as long as I could until I couldn't hold it anymore, and then I breathed the smoke, and I ran downstairs, and I shaked my brother a lot, and I almost yelled in his ear, and I said, "Chris, wake up! There's a fire in Katie's room."
Without Katie's quick action, there would have been no warning. All would have died. You see, the smoke detector wasn't working.
The battery in my smoke detector was rusted to the mechanism. I never thought that this would ever happen to us.
I was very scared, but then I thought about how you don't be scared, because if you get scared, you get panicked, and you're not supposed to really get panicked, because then you won't know what to do and everything.
Whereas Catherine Kramer, who was 9 years of age, acted in a heroic manner.
For her bravery, and because she knew what to do and was not frightened by the black smoke, Katie was honored by the mayor of her town and her classmates.
Luckily, Katie knew what to do. She didn't panic. She crawled out of her room because she knew it was cooler on the floor. There would be less smoke and heat down on the floor. When there's a fire outside, the smoke from the fire floats away into the air. But when there's a fire inside a building, the smoke can't get out. It's trapped, and with nowhere to go, rises to the ceiling. As the fire keeps spreading and growing, the smoke gets thicker and darker. It slowly lowers towards the floor. If you stood up, your head would be in the thick smoke and heat. You wouldn't be able to see, and you wouldn't be able to breathe. That's why you have to get down low, under the smoke. Down near the floor, there's air you can breathe, and you'll be able to see. The next thing to do is to stay low and go. Get out as quickly as you can. That's what these children are learning to do.
Stay low. You notice when you stay how the air is bedded down here, and you can breathe much more easily. Keep your nose low. You got all good air down here, and you won't have any problems.
Now, to show you how important this is, we took a family into a fire training center. Then we set up a make-believe fire with plenty of smoke.
Using a machine that makes fog and fake smoke that is not dangerous, and the help of a fire expert, the hallways and bedrooms in this make-believe fire became filled with smoke.
My voice. You're lost. You're in a closet.
It's not at all like the movies. You can't see. The result, had the Platino family been in a real fire, would have been a disaster.
I walked right past the doorway, I banged into the walls, and it was just totally at a loss. I was totally lost.
I guess I was surprised at how quickly I couldn't see. I mean, it was just, I had one moment where I just sort of like looked out and I had a little eye contact with Samantha and I caught Stephanie out of the corner of my eye and then I couldn't see anymore.
Remember what Katie said when she woke up and found her room was on fire?
It was black. I crawled over here and out.
Katie got down on the floor where she could see, where there was less smoke and where it was cooler. What did the Patino family do that was wrong? Well, above this line, you can see the heavy smoke. Below it is cooler air and less smoke. So what should they have done? That's right. They should have gotten low.
Flame in the storage material room.
To learn what it would be like in a real fire, I went to a fire training school.
Right now I've got on your standard firefighting equipment. Boots, bunker pants, protective all the way up to here. I've got a jacket on. I've got a Nomex hood that comes up, covers my neck and across the top of my head. I've got a helmet and I've got a Scott pack on, which gives me breathing ability in smoky conditions.
Even though this was just a training exercise, it was still very scary. I don't think I would have been able to find my way out through the black smoke if I didn't have the help of trained firefighters.
Okay, out.
Okay, Storm. Stand up. Strap on. That off your face.
People don't understand. You're in a fire, it's black. You can't see. And if you don't know what to do, holding that wall, following yourself around, if you don't know the floor plan, you're lost. So I learned that fires are not bright with flames like you see in the movies or on TV. Fires are black. If there's a fire, you won't be able to see, and it's important not to panic. Remember, get low and go. Get down low under the smoke and then crawl out quickly. So there you have it. Smoke makes everything disappear and the room turns black. In a real fire, you won't be able to see.
So now you know that fires grow fast and give off so much smoke you may not be able to see a thing inside a burning building. That's right, stay calm, just like Katie did, remember? Never panic, because now you know what to expect. You won't be able to see in a fire because of the black stinging smoke. And you know what to do. Get low and go.